take a look at map number 1 of this group. A versus B. And of course, we do have a flight path that's going to be starting up north and ending off in the southwestern side. And we will be cutting through Shipyard, Bullseye, Katulistoa, Hangar, and Rinnam Village. And thus, most of the players and teams is going to be holed up slightly towards the western area, with the eastern area very likely going to be where, traffic is going to be low.
Yeah, and I do expect a lot of actions when you have these kind of flight paths that it's very tricky to maneuver around, because you're way too far away from the spots that you want to be. And as I say that, there is already early knockout, Insanity down, taken down by Russell. And the action is not going to stop. Supreme Assault Force, they have been at the bottom of the barrel for 2 rounds in a row, and it might be third if they were not able to make out of this. And it seems like that will be the case. But Glory will be incapacitated and eventually eliminated from the get-go, and this is not looking good. Legend Rumble off the good start. They've already gotten 2 points, about to look for the remainders of Special Assault of Supreme Assault Force, and Let's Go will also be taken down by Taken. That's already 3 for Legends Rumble.
Legends Rumble, my oh my, does seem like your token is going to bring you and fly pretty darn high. In the meantime, I do want to put out, or rather, I do want to point out the fact that Wheels, they have only entered into the game with 3 members from the side. One of the members did not connect into the game, so we will get back to you guys regarding more information on that, if whether the game is still going to continue or whatsoever. So don't worry about it. All right. So for now, do easy. We do have Bayet's Men, Jumble, and SD Soda Grit. To be fair, Bayet sounds very familiar. It kind of seems as though I've heard of his name before somewhere, probably from one of the events. I'm not too sure. Like I said before, I have really bad memory. But Bayet and Friends is probably going to find themselves in a tight situation, as we do have one team that is just going to be right around their compounds, or rather, not Bayets and Friends, Wheels and Friends.
Yeah, Wheels with these 3 members, it also means that they have to play in a more conservative manner as well, because not having that numbers advantage early on is pretty detrimental, and it also prevents you from playing the usual aggressive playstyle that you want to perhaps execute. But Do Easy, so far, they are the first team to make it onto Pochinok, and they can just anchor themselves here. This is a good start, the flight path is not advantageous towards anyone who wants to drop onto that point immediately, but they were able to navigate there regardless. And now we take a look at this bird's eye view. You see Geek Fam smack in the center, being surrounded by at least 3 other squads who are nearby.
One tap with being the last man remaining coming in from the side of Supreme Assault Forces is definitely going to want to play a little bit more passively from this point of time. With only 43 health left, it doesn't seem like he's interested in going for the recovery just yet. And until now, he's going to go for the recovery. One tap is going to be the last man remaining. I believe that he's just going to be bumping from places to places. As long as he's safe, he should be A-okay. But, being the last man remaining is not easy to play at all. Some more, he's in Hangar. Hangar is one place that you do want to be if you're alone, so it's okay. But from this point onwards, it's going to be tough for you to go, because once the circle closes, once the zone tries to flush you out, one of the only ways and places that you can go is going to be Clock Tower, Bimastati Strip, or even Katulistoa. And Katulistoa, we know for a matter of fact that Katulistoa is one of a heavy choke points. And not to forget, the flight path allows most of these teams, most of the people in this game to be crowding around Katulistoa.
Yeah, and you mentioned about Hangar as VPH Velocity. They are pretty much nearby, so Supreme Assault Force, the lone survivor, one team will have to be pretty careful. But I think he did evacuate from this area, so... Oh no, he's actually still stuck there. Yeah, this is going to be pretty tough. As VPH Velocity, they're going to surround that area. And if you are the sole survivor of your team, you have to really just hold your breath and pray that you don't get sniffed out. The circle still includes both teams the entire hangar in general, but within 30 seconds we will see if he will be forced to move out and move out fast to MY. Already found himself a target. It's going to be too easy as Man 04 is already down, but Bayet will able to trade back UB as this time it's going to be a 1-for-1 down so far, but it seems like Fast to MY wants to go for more and they'll be able to find Bayet as well, but Bayet was able to net a kill onto Newbie, so that's at least 1 point for Do Easy as Yoon is now chasing down Jembao. Satan at the same time takes out Bayet. Do Easy losing out on this fight and they had to run away.
First kill MY, although they lost one, they did manage to get 2 kills for themselves. So in terms of value, they do have a little bit of value onto their side. So Yoon had himself away and out of the place as much as possible, but the thing is he's still somewhere around Pochinok. They did manage to get a decent control of their place, and thus staying in Pochinok very likely is going to be one of the best plays that they can go for and just hold down the entire area, fortify the place, and of course just kind of gatekeep the area, because eventually there may be people entering into Pochinok depending on how the circle is going to be closing in. In the meantime, the UAV has now been flying above the heads of baby Argons, and thus the position is definitely going to be exposed, and so is a member from Do Easy. Do Easy now has been eliminated at 12th place to the hands of Phoenix from the side of baby Argons. But they are not exactly in a safe spot at all, because everyone else knows the location right about now.
Yeah, but it's definitely not a smooth start for Do Easy. That is not the exit that you want. Baby Argon, they did suffer, one casualty early on, but Phoenix was able to at least compensate for that by getting a kill for himself. At the same time, auto knockout, we've been paying our attention to this team for the first 2 rounds, and they have been getting 3rd place for both rounds. And seems like with all 4 members alive, they will be able to maintain the consistency. But Wheels and STP, they're gonna be in a pretty sticky situation. Son of Gun, they have to fight this out, and it seems like Geek Fam at the same time runs into VPH Velocity, and Geek Fam will be able to net themselves 1 kill to start things off. But they are gonna look for more as a Pugna also gets down, and Ritu will be abandoning his crewmates and trying to be the lone survivor of his team. That's what it's gonna achieve. But VP and Velocity, they've suffered heavy casualties at the hands of Geek Fam.
And good plays coming in from Geek Fam. And I would also like to put out that Velocity, they made the good choice. They made the right choice in this case. Because, I mean, if you're unable to sacrifice for the greater good, then, you're not going to go anywhere too far. They understood that for the greater good for the rest of the team, they had to abandon their members. That one knockdown members instead of trying to go for an all-out fight. But for now, Freedom Rumble finds themselves right in the face of Velocity. So even if Velocity did manage to get themselves away from the Geek Fam, they still went straight into the faces of Freedom Rumble, and I would just say that they are rather unlucky. So now, Freedom Rumble did manage to get themselves with a total of 2 kills to their name, with not a single casualty. That is a sad cause.
Yeah, Freedom Rumble, they looking relatively healthy, and this is just unfortunate for VPH Velocity. It's one of those scenarios where you can't really fault them. They had nothing much to give. STP Son of Gun, they were able to make it out in that situation against Will, so that is a huge sigh of relief for them. And you can see Secret Movement at the same time, they're trying to weave around the coastline, but Geek Fam is just right in front, so Secret Movement, they have to be prepared for an imminent conflict against Geek Fam. Freedom Rumble, they're tucked towards the northwestern side from Geek Fam's compound. But if you look at this bird's eye view, Geek Fam, it seems like they're going to be ready for another fight.
Waiting for the perfect opportunity to just jump and spring into action. Secret Movement, they are just looking at the ceiling, or rather the roof, of where Geek Fam has, holding themselves up in. But none of them has opened fire. So, good amount of trigger disciplines from the side of Secret Movement. They want to get themselves either closer or further away from Geek Fam. They do not want to get themselves into any team fight just about yet. But, unfortunately for them, it does seem like Geek Fam has already found out where they are and decided to throw a couple of lead over their way. And thus, Secret Movement, it does seem like the way that they are moving is going to be slightly to the northern side, and thus finding themselves far away or trying to run away from the opponents. playing a little bit of that passive gameplay may or may not be the best case scenario after all, but hey, it's gonna be what they want. FastQMY still stays themselves inside of Pochinok. I'm not gonna say too much about that because that is probably one of the best case scenario that they can do. Play in the safe but high volume area. Geek Shoyu opens up fire and did manage to get one kill for himself. But the rest of the Geek fam get themselves further away from, well, the coastline.
And actually, it was Freedom Rumble who stole that kill away. Shoyu got the knockdown, but didn't get the secure. So Freedom Rumble got themselves a freebie, and Geek Fam now alerted to a potential third party nearby. They are, like you said, going to rotate away into factory as Superior Assault Force one team is gonna go for a long swim, surviving for as long as he can, and at least being the lone member of his team. He still has a chance to get decent placement, and this is the sad part about bombing out early or losing a majority of your squad early on, is that you have to be forced. You're forced into playing this passive manner, and that is exactly what he's doing. Legend Rumble so far, 4 members, pretty healthy with 3 kills. They are going to run into Freedom Rumble pretty soon, and we talked about this. It seems like a brotherly rivalry, and it's going to be dragged to start things off by taking out Taken and Freedom Rumble. It seems like they really want to go in for the kill, but they will also suffer a bit of casualty. And 35 getting knocked out immediately, but Arpam drops that glue wall, rooks around from the side, and Freedom Rumble down 2 more from Legend Rumble, and there's only 1 more survivor left for Legend Rumble, and it seems that Freedom Rumble, they should be able to clean things up as drags will get one for himself. That's already 6 points. Legend Rumble down to the last remaining survivor. Can he make it out of this alive? It seems pretty much unlikely. Ngas running away, pan in hand, surrenders the entire compound to Freedom Rumble, but one from afar gets the headshot onto MS-25 as Secret Movement have joined the party. That's 2 downs for Freedom Rumble, and it might be more because Secret Movement, they are now crashing in, trying to get those stragglers for themselves as Crowan pretty much ready with that dual wielding weapon. Go for spray, but at times that was able to block a couple of shots, drags, keeping himself really safe. But where's the rest of Secret Movement? They have to come in right now to back up their buddies, and they are not doing so.
What a third party. I'm just waiting for the point of time where Crowan just jumps right in, or rather, just throws nades at each other as Crowan, he deflected the nade right to his own face, and Secret Movement have yet another member down. Vickery and Wand is going to be the last 2 men remaining coming from the side of Secret Movement. What exactly are they going to do at this moment of time? Are they going to go back in and try to go for a fight and save Crowan, or are they going to make a run for it? It does seem like making a run for it would make the most reasonable choice, especially since you are going in a 2 versus 3, or perhaps even a 2 versus 4 kind of fight, whereby you are at a heavy disadvantage. And thus, going for placements may very well be the best case scenario for the side of Secret Movements. And now that Crowan has been executed, gives them even more of a reason to get away from where Crowan was.
Yeah, Secret Movement, they make the right call, but the execution was a bit off. Crowan was isolated for way too long, but it seems like they have ran into the remaining survivor of Legend Rumble. Now is left isolated, but Secret Movement Vickery not able to win that out. The Chris actually protected Nga, and Nga was able to get that kill, and Secret Movement suddenly down to just 1, and Freedom Rumble are here to get some payback as Drax spots out 1. The blue zone, the circle, is not in favor of that lone survivor of Secret Movement, and this should be the end for him as Freedom Rumble will rotate away, but you see Nga is following pretty close behind Drax, and I don't know if Drax notices that though, but Nga definitely does, and it's going to be a standout, but Nga finds it pretty hard to win things out, caught between 2 teams, a rock in a hard place, he downs 1, secures that point for himself. That's 5 for Legends Rumble, but this should be the last stand. Nga finally bows out to 1, and 1 will also be eliminated. The Secret Movement and Legends Rumble, they both get knocked out.
Well, it doesn't seem like that is going to be the end just yet, because we may very well be looking at STP, Son of Gun, and fighting against Fast Kill MY, because they are literally in the same compound here in Pojnok. I do hear a couple of bullets whizzing by the side of Yoon, and we do have grenades throwing over to the side, but unfortunately did not quite land on Yoon. There is going to be a blue wall right in between of Yoon as well as the rest of the people, but it does seem like Yoon is going to be facing right in front of the enemy. The blue wall did not manage to separate him as well as 3 other enemies, but it did manage to isolate one of the members of STP all for themselves. So it may either gonna be a really good glue wall or just a, well, error of a glue wall. Yoon ends up to be the final man remaining from Fast Kill, and just like that, he managed to clutch it all out for his team, as Stain gets 3 kills and Yoon gets 2, as he sweeps up the rest of the game for that all for themselves. Baby Argon, last man remaining. It does seem like Fast Kill MY, they may be one of the favorites for this game itself. Take a look exactly how Yoon plays that glue wall. Is separated the 2 members that were so close together, allowed everyone to focus down on a single member and then just mow down the rest. Lord.
Mowing down wheels, they're forced into a fight. It's going to be only 3 members, but they already lost Lei, so suddenly they're down to the remaining 2. But Freedom Rumble, Geek Fam, they're also in the facility. It's going to be a cluster mess, as Avendi not able to survive that. Malblo also pretty darn low, but he is able to at least take someone within. It's going to be Geek Fam that eliminate Wheels, though. Wheels out in 4th place. Geek Fam with 4 kills to the name, losing Hazik in the process. And now we're down to the top 3. It's going to be Geek Fam on the low ground. But you have Baby Argon Cobra running in pretty much exposed. And he's going to be within the crosshair of Fast Kill MY and Geek Fam as well. So we'll see what Cobra wants to do with this. Fast Kill MY has been able to keep themselves relatively safe throughout the entire game. And they are poised to potentially take that booyah.
But take a look at this. We do have the final circle that is going to be in favor of Geek Fam. They are literally right out in the open. It's very close to Baby Argon's, not gonna lie. But it does seem like Fast QMY, they know for a matter of fact that they have to run out. They have to get closer into the circle, into the zone. And that is exactly what they did. They focused and, of course, bolstered their defenses with a massive amount of glue walls in between of them and Geek Fam. But Fast QMY Bat, he is still behind. He should make full use of his current positioning to try to get a blind shot out of Geek Fam. But it doesn't seem like things are working the way that they wanted to. Cobra from the other side, creating a Bermuda Triangle between these 2 teams, is going to be one heck of a difficult scenario to be in, because they can't just expose themselves all out for Geek Fam to kill, because Baby Argon is going to be appearing on the other side of the circle as well. To exact, with a double-wielding AWM, is trying to bring all the shots down and Pain City onto FSK, but unfortunately none of that is going to do quite well. The time turner drops right down, tries to get a shot on the Stain, but unfortunately it does seem like he's going to be surviving with just a quarter of a health remaining, but it doesn't seem like he's managing to get the shot down, or rather he did. But did. Zizak goes down, and the rest of the members coming in from Akik as well as Shoyu get decimated by the Vector. Completely nothing to say, and Bart is just going to be pushing right onto the last man remaining, and that is going to be Cobra. I don't think that Baby Argon is going to be able to do anything at this point of time, because it literally is going to be 3 versus 1. All of the glue walls popped. We even had a time turner being popped. Cobra trying to get himself mushed up, trying to get himself the AP up, but he still managed to get the Vector Akimbo right onto the faces of Yoon. Will he be able to get a second one? He gets a second one. Let's kill NY. Gets himself eliminated out of this game, and Baby Argon's Cobra just managed